Hi friends, Joshua Peters, Master Hypnotist here, and I'm spending some time outside today, getting to be out in the beautiful day. It's actually going to be really nice here in Minnesota today, and so I'm going to spend some time cleaning up because it's Earth Day. And as I'm going about my day, I started thinking about what a lot of people are talking about, which is fear. And how fear is affecting people, and fear affects me a lot. Like, not everybody knows that, but I spent a good portion of my life totally trapped and stuck by fear. It kept me totally stuck. And so this is just a quick way to give you guys some ways to help you get unstuck with fear. The fear can keep you scared. It can keep you paralyzed. That negative self-talk can drag you down into this fear-driven spiral where success and happiness, it's almost impossible. So there's some ways that you can deal with that, where you can take that back. So here are 6 ways that experts recommend you use for overcoming fear. And the first way, number 1, is just to visualize success. So reprogram your mind. Maybe you have a fear of public speaking or a fear of the unknown, what's going to come. So rewire that brain, rewrite that script, create positive. Because creating positive, that just melts away the fear. Number 2 is just practice being successful. Neil Gaiman uses this. He used it when he dealt with imposter syndrome. Probably hard to imagine somebody like Neil Gaiman dealing with imposter syndrome, but if you don't know what it is, imposter syndrome is when you believe that you're not who you're saying that you are. So if you're somebody who's dealing with that, then the way to get through it is to just imagine how you might be if you were that person, and then act as though you are that person. Bring in that confidence. Number 3, there's this thing called the law of reversibility. And this is a psychological trick to set up a positive feedback loop. If you feel a certain way, then you act consistently towards that feeling. And you can flip this around backwards too. It's kind of a little bit of a hack. If you act brave, you begin to feel courageous, you begin to feel confident. So practice that, and the fear just goes away. Number 4, face your fears. When you avoid or ignore fears, it just gets worse. So you end up staying up at night, worried, trapped by that fear, trapped by that anxiety. When you face that fear, then you get to see them for what they are, and you begin to take back control and remove the power that thing has on you. Number 5, just write it down. When those fears are circling around and around in your mind at night, they have this tendency to grow. So get them out of your head, write them down. That lets you begin to tackle them. And when you write them down and they're right there in front of you, they start to become not so scary. And you can make a plan now to actually deal with those fears. And then number 6, act on it. Just act on it now. Fear can paralyze you. When you're stuck in that, if you can just choose how to deal with it, you identify what's worrying you, and then you take a small step. It can be the smallest step. Sometimes that's all it takes, is that smallest step. Then begin to acknowledge the successes that you're having. And before you know it, you'll be unstuck, and you'll be on your way to that success. So there you have it, folks. Quick little 6 tips, 6 ways to deal with that feeling of fear. And if this is something that interests you, I'm going to put together a webinar on April 30th that's all about dealing with fear and letting go of fear. I'm going to put that in the comments below. Still in the process of setting it up, so as soon as I have that, it'll go in these comments. But meanwhile, if you are interested, reach out. Let me know what you think. If you like this live, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart. whatever those things are that you do, and put some comments in below. All right, everybody, have yourself an amazing Wednesday afternoon, and celebrate the earth. Be well.